Andrew McCart, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're here in sunny Sheffield, which is strange to me. With me I've got David Diamante. David, it's good to see you again, brother. I think last time I saw you was in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Again, you've been a busy man already this year. I mean, how are you finding it?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, we just came from Miami. Here in lovely Sheffield, Bramall Lane.
You brought the sunshine anyway.
What is that?
You brought the sunshine from Miami.
Brought a little sunshine, yeah. Got Double D behind me, Derek Dooley, the old chairman of the club.
Two double Ds.
Two double Ds, man. Dave Diamante and Derek Dooley. So yeah, we're here. It's great, man. This is the first UK show of 2020 for Matchroom, and it's a really nice one. It's a deceptively good card, Andrew. I like a lot of fights on this card.
Let's break them down then. Let's start from top to bottom. Let's do the three top of the card.
All right, sure.
Let's go straight to Kell Brook, Mark Deluca. I mean, Mark's playing the nice guy here. He is a genuine nice guy, but we've seen that with Andy Ruiz and Joshua playing the nice guy, and look what happened. Is this a dangerous fight for Kell?
Well, 100%. I think what I like about this fight, you know, Mark said it. He said it's a crossroads fight, and I think it's absolutely true. Kell Brook, there's no doubt, has fought on a higher level than Mark Deluca. There's no doubt about that. But Kell's at a time right now, we don't know how much burning he has in his heart to still do this. And it's really interesting, you know, we talk about Sheffield and how, you know, Sheffield was once the industry leader, right, in industry and all this kind of stuff. And in like the 70s and 80s, globalization, there was really a decline, and the city hit a tough time. But like a great fighter, it has come back and it's reinvented itself, and it's right now one of the leaders in the UK in arts and culture. So it's really becoming a two-time champion, which is exactly like one of its favorite sons, Kell Brook. You know, he wants to come back, and he wants to be a two-time champion, possibly in another division, like his city, from industry to arts and culture. He was a 10 stone 7. Now he may be 154. Who knows if he stays at welter, goes to super. But either way, you know, boxing's really this what have you done for me lately kind of sport. And so it's a little bit hard for Kell because, you know, everyone forgets that he beat Sean Porter for the strap. Everyone forgets that he went up, you know, weight classes to fight Triple G, and everyone forgets he fought the best in the division in Errol Spence. So people look at his last fight 14 months ago against Zarafa, and they say, he didn't look so great, which he didn't look great. It wasn't a spectacular performance. Zarafa just beat Jeff Horn.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you got to kind of look at it like, you know, keep it in perspective. Kell is a hell of a fighter. He's got a lot of heart. He's always taken all comers. I find it a damn shame that we haven't had the Amir Khan fight. I just love that fight. Even still,
we discussed this a little bit last night.
We did, even though it's overcooked, and I know it's not. You know, even if it happened now, it's not the same fight that it once was. But I still think it's the best fight that I want to see for both guys. But Mark Deluca, he's only once beaten, split decision loss, came back and avenged it against Walter Wright. He fought L-Jack. He fought Brandon Brewer in Providence, 23-0, one draw, 23-0-1. Decisively beat him. You know, Mark has never fought on this level, but Mark wants to be on the level of a Kell Brook, and this is kind of a make or break for him. You know, from Whitman, Massachusetts, where the chocolate chip cookie was actually invented. That's Toll House.
And Kell Brook's a chocolate brownie.
I know. I saw he was talking about that. I was gonna say, like, Toll House cookies, because Eddie was saying he's from Boston, but that's where Murphy's Boxing's from. But he's from Whitman, man. But the Fighting Marine, great guy, tough guy. He's gonna come to fight. We'll see if he's on that level. Youth versus experience, you know, and then just to move to the co-feature, it's the same type of thing with Harper and Wahlstrom. Youth versus experience. Wahlstrom been boxing as long as Harper's been alive.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah.
It's her 6th defense of the WBC. Yeah, she's got one loss against Katie Taylor, but she moved up. You know, she campaigns at super feather, man. She went up to lightweight. She fought Katie Taylor up there. So I'm not really too bummed about that loss for her. I think she's a hell of a fighter. She's done a lot for women's boxing. Terry Harper, though, this is her time. This is her time, man. She's hitting on all cylinders. Steffi Bull, man, the way their synergy is, man, it's like that. They're like
me and you.
It's like that's right, man. It's like me and you. But to me, it reminds me of like the whole, like, I mean, obviously on a different level, but you know, the Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach kind of just that synergy, that love that they have, and they're just really he's so into her career, and she's really they work really well together, and it's hard not to like Terry Harper. You know, she's undefeated, but she doesn't have a ton of fights. But look, we just saw Ahmed Ali unify the
8th fight, I think it was.
In his 8th fight. I mean, Leon Spinks did it in 8. He just did it in 8 against Danny Roman. So it can happen. And she's got the IBO, which a lot of people don't recognize, but Eva has the WBC, so that's the green belt's a real one, and she's going for that on Saturday. So that's a very interesting fight. I like that fight a lot. Terry said it's a 50-50, but we'll see. Again, youth versus experience. Marrero and Galahad. Oh, it's a great fight.
Marrero came with some trash talk, which it wasn't too much trash talk, but he came with a little bit of fire, didn't he? He was.
That's the thing. I mean, it is. I think he was really respectful. I think he said, like, look, we know Galahad's like a really, but he's like, yo, soy problema. Like, I'm a problem for you, man. A tormenta. Like, I'm bringing a storm, and he means that. He's a tough Dominican fighter, Santo Domingo. He's tricky, man. He's got power. He's tricky. This is a real fight, man. I mean, Galahad. It's Barry has had a tough go of it. I'm a big fan of his. I feel like he lives and breathes the sport, man. He's all about it. He's all about it. It's all he does is box. And obviously he had the failed drugs test, and I get it. Like, that's not acceptable. And but I don't know all the circumstances around it. That supposedly his brother put it in his drink, and there's all this kind of stuff. But we've seen how the public will sometimes forgive some people and not others, because there's been many people over the years that have tested positive. And we're not going to go through that because I'm not about slinging dirt. But the people know who it is. But some of them, they're really happy to like kind of move forward, and some of them they're not. And I don't really know what that is. I think it helps to be kind of friendly to people, be kind of a good guy, be humble about it. If you've made a mistake, own up to it. But either way, I think Barry's a fine fighter. He obviously, the cookie didn't crumble his way. Speaking of cookies again, we're talking about cookies. I need a chocolate chip cookie after this interview. But the cookie didn't crumble his way in Leeds against Warrington. A lot of people here in Sheffield thought that Kid Galahad won that fight. Obviously, people in Leeds think Warrington won the fight. But either way, I don't think that they're going to give him that fight again. I think he's got to earn it, and that's what this is. This is a final eliminator. He's got a hell of a tough test, man. Claudio Marrero is coming to fight, so that's going to be a good one, man.
And he always does, doesn't he, Marrero?
Hells yeah. It's a great fight, man. I love this fight. So this is a deceptively good card. Casuals might not know all these names. It's a good fight card, man. And there's other fights on this card, too, that I really like. Jesus Amparan against Martin J. Ward. That's a hell of a fight. Dude, you don't never know which Martin J. Ward's going to show up. Jesus Amparan, I can tell you this right now. Kid's 23 years old. He's from Sonora. He's coming to fight. He's got a really good left hook. He's real happy to take 2-3 shots to land one of his own. Man, he wants this, man. Paco's bringing him.
Paco. He always brings the fighters over.
Well, he does, man, because Paco, man, he's a hell of a guy, and he knows his fighters, man, and he's got that heart, and he's got that backstory, and he knows what it takes to win, and so he just brings guys that are hungry, that want to fight. And like he said, he's a typical Mexican fighter. That's not a bad thing to be typical in that sense of the word. To be a typical Mexican fighter is great, because the guy's got a lot of heart. He's a come forward fighter, and
fan friendly as well.
Absolutely. So Martin J. Ward's in a real fight. That's great, and I love Tomlinson Burt, man. This is a really good fight.
Mine,
Speaking of, you got a Scot on the card. So
two Scots, John Dock.
I know. Yeah. Well, and yes, Doherty.
You got two
I'm saying I think that John Doherty, they should change his nickname with the spelling. So it should be Doc, but it should be spelled D-O''OK, like KO'd, but backwards.
Yeah. I'll say that to him.
I like that. So
that.
Doc, but it's like KO'd backwards.
Yeah, that's quite good.
I think that's how it should be. Yo, because he comes with it, man.
Yeah. He's got a nice right hand on him, John
Shout out to Pooch, who survived his last outing against.
Pooch survives every outing.
Yeah, it was really, really tough, because Doc was in there trying to stretch him, but he survived it. But Doherty, he comes with it, man. So
some alarm going off somewhere down there. Let's go. Talking about good fights, I mean, Texas, Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas, I believe that's your next one after this, is it?
Yep.
Talk to me about that fight. I mean, two Mexican fighters going at it. I mean, everybody loves that.
It's good, for sure. I'm a massive Mikey Garcia fan, although I'm not a huge fan of him at 147.
I think a lot of people.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm a fan of Jesse Vargas too as a guy. I think he's a good fighter. He's not my favorite fighter. As far as a person, I love him. He's a great guy. But in the ring, he's a good fighter, and he leaves it all in there. But I don't think he's on the level of a Mikey Garcia. But at 147, he might be. You know what I mean? So we'll see. That's going to be an interesting fight. right now, really, to be honest, my head's in this one because there's so much going on with this fight, and there's a lot, and also, Dave Allen's here against.
How did we forget Dave? How the heck did we forget Big Dave?
I never forget Dave, man. Can't forget Dave, So it'll be good to see him on the card. He always brings excitement. So
obviously wore a shirt. Talking about fashion, he wore a nice shirt today with shorts and all that. It's like, but you're obviously a fashionable man. I mean, I don't know if that is tartan on your waistcoat. Is it?
Oh, it's from Italy.
It's way off.
It's from Italy. The coat is from England, Frank Wahlstrom, and this is from Pietro Puliti in Florence, and the tie. Yeah.
Looks smart.
Pietro Puliti, yeah.
I don't think I could pull it off, but you definitely pull it off, David.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time, as always, brother. Thank you
got it,
for
man.
TV.
Take care, guys. The fight starts now.
Fight starts now.